Right, so the first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and take the old one out. And how we're gonna do that? Well, the first thing you gotta do is hold the door, release the safety mechanism right here so you can roll the door down by hand. Make sure you don't stick your fingers in between the door so you don't get messed up. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and unplug the existing opener. And then we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the wires in the back. Now when disconnecting the wires in the back, you gotta make sure you label the wires, because you're gonna have wires for the sensors, which they're on each corner, one over there and one over there. So you're gonna have one wire for those, and then you're gonna have another wire for the actual sensor that goes next to the door right there. So you don't wanna get them mixed up. If you do get them mixed up, it's not the end of the world. So let's see what we got here. So this right here, these two wires are gonna be for the sensors on the door. And then you just get a flathead screwdriver on the bottom to release the wires. So those right there, you're gonna have a positive and you're gonna have a negative. So what I'm gonna do is I'm simply going to tape them together so I know that's what they are. Just like that. And then this one is gonna be for the sensor on the wall. Now that one is supposed to have a positive and a negative as well. But as you can see, there's only one wire in here. So what that tells me is up there in the junction box up here, they probably tied the negatives together to save wire. So that one negative that's connected over here, it's also working for the sensor on the wall. So we got all the wires disconnected. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take this down. Now for this garage opener, there's gonna be 2 bolts on each side, well, 1 on each side. Every configuration is gonna be a little different, but usually that's exactly what holds it in place. And a lot of the times when taking the old stuff off, like the bolts and nuts, I like to save them just in case I need them for the new one. The new one should have everything that you need, but sometimes what I've had happen in the past is the bolts are bigger than the old ones, and when you replace garage door openers, the main thing you want to keep in mind is you want to try to reuse the existing bracket that's up there. That will save you a lot of time. There's going to be a cotter pin on the side. All you got to do is and just like that, that's off. To come up here, take those bolts out that you just loosen up, and this comes right down. And you can go ahead and let it sit on top of your ladder.
So the next thing you're gonna do is there is a cotter pin holding the bracket to the wall up there, or sometimes it's bolted down. So just take it off, and that will separate the opener from the wall. For this step, attach the rod to the opener and then let it sit on a box like I have it to make it easier to assemble the rest. Once you tension up the cable, there's a safety washer in there that you got to remove. So you stick your screwdriver in there, and then that will relieve the tension on the spring. You'll see in a minute. There you go. And that will put tension on the cable, and you are good to go. If you need to make adjustments in the future, all you got to do is just tighten that nut right there.
Well, no, I meant, I meant you could still. You don't need to chop it?
Here's a good tip that I learned over the years. So either you can rest the opener on a ladder like I did, or you can just push up the garage door and then just have the garage door hold the opener in the air just like that. It will make it easier for you to screw around your opener to the bracket on the ceiling. Or if you're actually installing the bracket on the ceiling, this is how you can line up your bracket so it's centered to the door. When possible and if in good working condition, I like to reuse the brackets that wasn't already installed on the door, simply because I don't like making new holes. It just weakens the aluminum. But anyways, that's what I'm doing right here, just reusing the bracket that was right there. It saves time too. Okay, so in this part, you're gonna have usually four wires, one positive and one negative wire coming for the sensors on the door, and two wires, positive and negative, for the sensor on the wall. Now you're gonna have four connections in the back of the garage opener. So two of them are gonna be for the sensors on the for the door, and then two of them are gonna be for the wall sensor. Now this one right here, the negatives were connected together in the junction box, and that's the reason why I had three wires. So here the door wasn't working, and usually there's gonna be something blocking the sensors on the wall, or sometimes your sensors are not lining up. So always look for the green light. If the green light's on, that means everything is wired correctly. If the lights are not on, or it's not green, that means you got to check your wiring. I had times in the past where the wiring was messed up at the junction box, and I assumed everything was supposed to be the way it was supposed to be, and it was not. And usually that's how I learned to actually label the wires. To program the opener, press the middle button until the light flashes, just like that, and then you press that up button and hold it down until to the point where you want the door to stop, and then let go. Once you're good to go, press the middle button again, and then the light's gonna flash, and then the bottom arrow button is gonna light up, and then press that down and hold it. And hold it down until the door is fully closed to the point where you want it to stop. And then let go, and then press the middle button once you're done. Then it's gonna flash, and then all you gotta do now is press the up button just one time and let go, just to test the door and make sure that everything is working like you want it to work. Then it's gonna flash again, and then press the bottom button, and then the door is gonna close. And this is just to test the range of the door, so make sure everything is good to go. And then once everything is good to go, that's it. You're done. So the default password is 1234, and then you press enter, and the door should automatically close and blink twice. And if you get that, then you know you did it right. So to program the remotes, all you gotta do is go to the opener up there and press the yellow button, and then just press one of the buttons on the remotes, and then it will link automatically.